Yo, what's going on, man? Today is April the 28th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show. We're live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We got a 4-game NBA slate for this beautiful Sunday. Excited to jump into it and talk about the games with you guys. So we're going to do just that. Still feel like trash, just FYI, in case people are asking. And I want to give a shout out. There was more comments left on the video yesterday about how I can feel better, than the actual picks, man. Everybody's sending me all kind of home remedies, and I appreciate you guys for that. I really, really do, man. ChrisBeCappinn Community is a strong one, and I appreciate you guys for sharing all the tips. The garlic in the socks, the diffuser with the tea tree oil, the oregano oil, tea, ginger, lemon, all the anti-inflammatories. Appreciate you guys for that, man. So let's jump into it. Yesterday, I gave out 3 plays. Excuse me. Yesterday, I gave out 3 plays. Orlando got there. Boston first half got there. Should have probably added Boston full game. Nice bounce back spot for them. And this is not supposed to say Lakers money line. I messed up on the graphic clearly. It was Denver money line. Denver money line minus 135. Ended up being the biggest play because it was a 1.35 unit to win 1 unit play. And that was a loser. So, of course, the biggest play I make lose, but we did finish the day in the green, and it's the start of the comeback here. We are on the way to coming back. We just needed to see one go in, and don't let me get hot. Do not let me get hot, man. I'm about to get hot, though. I can feel it. So, you guys see the updated numbers. Still struggling in the playoffs and the play-in, of course. A lot of things not going my way, but we keep fighting, man. Let's jump into it for today, and I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Do me a favor, hit the like button for me if you can. Let's jump into it for today, man. Go through the comments real quick. Jamie says he's first. He says, good morning, Chris and family. As usual, great reads yesterday, sir. Not at all mad at the upcoming gentleman's sweep, but I did have Denver money line. Tell me about it, bro. The Lakers are my kryptonite, my favorite team, and they just, you know what? It's not even the Lakers. I thought about this. It's not the Lakers. It's D'Angelo Russell. So game 1, I took the Lakers plus 7.5 in Denver. Like, oh, they'll definitely cover this game. Game 1, they're playing really good basketball after beating the Pelicans. They lose the game by 11, right? Game 2, I fade them. I said, you know what? We can't hang with Denver. I don't even know why they got the line at 7.5. So I fade them. Jamal Murray hits the game winner. They only win the game by 2. Game 3, I stay off. But I told people, Lakers not winning this game. Denver owns us. I stay off the game. Don't play anything. So don't make no money. Don't lose no money. Of course, Denver wins. Game 4, I say I'm going to fade the Lakers. They can't beat Denver. 11 in a row. What do the Lakers do? Win the game. So 0-2. That's one of the reasons why I'm unprofitable right now is because of things like that, man. But fading the Lakers last night, it just sucks. I watched the whole game. Derek says proud of the Lakers showing up with heart. The series should very well be at least 2-2. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. I agree. What up, Sean? Appreciate you for tapping in. Tasha says, greeting everyone. Chris, were you jumping up and down last night when your team won? I was not, Tasha, because I was financially invested in Denver. So I was hoping that the Lakers lost. Now they'll go to Denver and lose. And I guess, give them some points for pride, but I mean, it don't get you nowhere. Tasha says she hit the first half again. Lakers are now 3-0 against the spread. 4-0 against the spread in the first half. I don't think that they're winning the first half in game 5, just so you guys know. But I didn't play the bet yet. I just, based on the sound bites I heard, heard from Coach Mike Malone, it sounds like they're going to play a full game. Lakers probably get smoked, but we'll see. Tasha says, I bet Ski and Chris was happy last night. They probably partying and got drunk from celebrating Lakers. Nah, not me. I was in the bed watching the Lakers play. I'm still sick, Tasha. What up? I got Justin, always here. What up, Justin, with the vibes? Marcus says, Chris went against the Lakers. Shout out my yeah, I did go against them. I'm gonna go against them. I don't know if I'm probably not betting game 5, but I'm glad. Hopefully that was the first time you bet the Lakers in the trifecta spot, Marcus, because they have not been covered. T-Wolves money line today, Jamie says. What up to my guy David in the chat? Chill says, only way Ham keeps his job is to make history. Let's see. No history be made this year. Unless D'Angelo Russell goes for 20 points again. We know he can struggle in Denver. I don't think history's going to be made. He did have one good game in Denver. That was the game Jamal Murray hit the game winner, though. Jay says it feels too easy. Felt too easy. It did. You know why it felt so easy? Because they had won 11 in a row. So you're exactly right. What else? Y'all saying in the chat? What up to my guy Mark? Oregano oil. Yeah, Daniel. You must not have been here yesterday. A lot of people was on the oregano oil. You tried to eat garlic at night. I did not get any garlic yesterday. My plan is to get some garlic today and chew on it. I've actually given garlic to my son when he was dealing with an upper respiratory infection as well. Let's get into the games though, man. I appreciate everybody for all the messages in the comments. I can't get through all of them. There's a lot of them in here. What's up, Joe the Gambler? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. BK says good morning. What up, BK? AOD always in here showing love. Appreciate you as well. Prestigious Prodigy sending the good vibes. Appreciate you as well, my brother. It's 77 figures. And shout out to AD playing big the whole series. It's crazy because him and LeBron both playing really, really good. And for whatever reason, the supporting cast has not been good enough for the Lakers to get any wins. But a lot of talk about the Lakers. I don't want to talk about them guys, man. It's my team, but I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about how we can get paid today. So the Knicks and the 76ers are in Philly today. This line is 5.5 at most books, but there are a couple fives out there if you want to lay with Philly. Game starts at 1 o'clock. So definitely want to, kind of watch the movement here. This line did open at 5.5 and money, kind of staying the same. Total is trending towards the over, trending up. It opened at 208. And of course, it's at 209 now. So total going up. I kind of agree with the total going up here. So I look at the game, right? And the first thing that jumps out, I think we got to mention the injury report. Mitchell Robinson is listed as questionable. I don't think that he's going to give it a go today. I could totally be wrong. I saw what he posted on Instagram last night about revenge or whatever it was, but he is listed as a game time decision today. He did not participate in practice yesterday, and he was of course spotted wearing that walking boot after game 3. So I don't think that he's going to play today. Should add up to even more minutes for a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, long as he can stay out of foul trouble. And Precious Achiuwa as well. That's a big blow for them. Giannis is also Joel Embiid is also listed as questionable in this game. I do think that Joel Embiid is going to play, of course. He's coming off a 50-point career playoff high against this team in game number 3. So a couple things I looked at. First off was this strong trend that I saw was since 2012, home favorites coming off a win in game 3, which the Philadelphia 76ers are, looking to tie the series at 2-2. They're 16-3 straight up, 14-5 against the spread. That says to take the Philadelphia 76ers here, 73.7% trend. I look at the Knicks, they're 5-0 straight up and against the spread, coming off a loss with OG in the lineup. So I think we see, a Philly team a Knicks team that can bounce back here as well. That was the strongest thing that I saw for the Knicks. When I was starting to look into the total, excuse me, I started looking to the total. I immediately wanted to go contrarian and look towards the under. Knicks, really good defensive team. They're solid. They don't play with a lot of pace. And then 4-1 to the under after a loss with OG in the lineup. They've actually held 5 opponents under their team total in this spot, only allowing 96 points per game. But then the more I looked into it, even with the OG news, like the OG numbers and them only giving up 96 points, I started to look more towards Philly. I do think Philly's going to win this game. Now, will they cover the 5? I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to put my money on it, but if I had to play the spread, I would be laying the 5 points with Philly here. I do think that this series is going to be tied up 2-2. I think what I feel more comfortable with is the Philly team total over, though. And here's the reason why. Philly has I'm sorry, not Philly. The Knicks, they've given up. So the Philly team total is 106.5 right now, just for people that are looking for it. 106.5, if you're wondering what the number is. The Knicks, they've given up 108 points or more in 5 straight road games, including the postseason and to end the regular season and going into the postseason. On the road, 108 points or more 5 straight times. The Knicks also finished 10-5 to the over as road dogs of 5 points or less, 6-0 to the over in their last 6 as road dogs. They've allowed 12 or more. They've allowed 12 more points per game when they shift from a home favorite, like they were in game 1 and game 2, to a road dog. So that's a big defensive jump, similar to like the Timberwolves. And we saw the Timberwolves give up a bunch more points. They just, scored a bunch of points as well. But that's a big swing. 12 more points from a home favorite to a road dog. I think that, it's a testament to, maybe not getting as many foul calls, refs blowing the whistle a little bit more. I know Philly Embiid shot more free throws than the Knicks did, throughout game 3 by himself. So that's a drastic change. The Sixers, they finished 16-6 to the over in 22 home games with Embiid and Maxey both, when Embiid and Maxey both played, and they've actually gone over 105 points in 6 straight games in 9 of their last 10 when those two guys have played together for the Philadelphia 76ers. Then I looked at this. Philly, in the 20 wins as a home favorite this season with Embiid on the floor, they've actually covered 18 of the 20 spreads, and they're plus 16 in point differential. This is the reason why, if I had to lay the points, I think I would. 5 of the 7 wins came against teams that had a 55% win percentage or better versus a team when Embiid and Maxey both played. And those wins were by double digits. So the same trend I just gave you guys, 5 of the 7 actually came against really good teams as well. So I wanted to double check that. Then on the Knicks side, this team finished just 1-13 against the spread in their 14 losses as a road dog this season. So something that I've been wanting to make sure I take a deeper look into, and I hope this makes sense to you guys. So not just looking at the team as a road dog, but looking at the team as a road dog and they lost. Do they cover as a road dog, or do they lose and not cover? They do not cover. 1-13 against the spread in their last 14 losses, in the 14 losses that they had as a road dog this season. And they were a minus 13 in point differential. It's the reason why I think if Philly wins, they do cover. 5 of their last 6 losses as road dogs were all by double digits. In Philly, they've been the number 1 offensive rated team in the playoffs this so far, 121.3. So I like Philly team total here. Philly team total over 106.5. We saw what they were able to do last game. I don't think Joel Embiid specifically is going to have that big of a game. I think the pace will get here. I think, I think Philly will be able to. I mean, we're still waiting for Buddy Hield to show up in this series. He's been an absolute non-show. I think I don't even know why they traded for him. Him going out there getting 2 points, 4 points, 0 points. And this is not necessarily a testament to the Knicks being poor defensively. I just think pace of play. Especially if Mitchell Robinson can't go, I think that opens up a lot of assist opportunities for Joel Embiid, because the Knicks may end up having a double if he gets going early. And we know Embiid first quarter points have been an absolute cash cow. So Philly team total over 106.5 if I had to play anything in this game. But if I had to play the spread, I would be laying the 5 here, thinking that the Philadelphia 76ers win, cover the short number to tie the series up at 2-2. Jesus, I still feel terrible, man. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. Let me go back to the top. He says they calling you a vampire talking about garlic, but I want to get to the window with the Knicks, but can't, so I played the total. Daniel says first show came over from Kyle's channel. Appreciate that, Daniel. I'm actually going to be on with Kyle again today at 11:30, breaking the games down again as well. Trey said Nuggets wanted to go home. A happy Sunday to you as well, or 1991. Damien says Knicks halftime. Tyloo says everybody been sick. Definitely something going around. It's just an upper respiratory infection for me. If you had a chance to watch yesterday, I talked about it. Damien says Sixers first half, Chris. I could see Sixers first half as well. Tasha says Philly plus 9 over. I'm not sure what that means, Tasha. Oh, plus 9 in the over. Plus 9 in the over. You parlayed those two together? Oh, so Ty's coming over from Kyle's channel as well. Appreciate you for tapping in. What up, Chad? Appreciate you for tapping in. Valentine says, you sound sick, Chris. You must have just got here, Valentine. I've been sick for like 5 days. Still doing the show, though. Trying to put out the content, man. Trying to help you guys cash. Trying to help myself cash as well. Prince, what's going on, my brother? He says, Chris, I'll still still delivers the show. Stud, hit the damn like button. He likes Joel Embiid over his points. Appreciate the comment in the words, Prince. Chad says, ho-hum 2-2 for me. Sixers tied up. You like him on the spread, Chad? Let me know how you playing the game. What else y'all saying on this game? 2 Millie says he's going to the game tonight and B won't disappoint. Brian says New York plus 5.5, much closer down the stretch. Give me the 76ers first quarter. Okay, so 2 plays there. Daniel says it's going up to 107.5. So 106 is in the halves. It's a little juice, I think, minus 115, minus 120. You take whatever number it is you like. Remember, Philly did score. What did they score? 125 in the last game. So they scored 125. It was 125 to 114. So 239 points scored in the last game. Do we expect some regression? Absolutely. I don't expect Campaign to play as well. I didn't get into all the metrics, but I don't think Campaign's going to play as well. The Knicks, the 76ers shot 54% from the field, 48% from the three-point line. I don't think they're going to shoot that good from both of those shot zones. But I do think that they're going to be able to score the basketball. Free throws is a big way Philly likes to score. So Joel Embiid getting to the free throw line. I just think the total is a tad bit too low. Steven says he got the Sixers at 4.5. I'm still streaking, baby. I haven't lost in the NBA in a while. Hopefully I keep it going. Best of luck today, Zeb. I hope you cash, bro. Likes Embiid to drop 50. Daniel, I agree with this. He says this game's tough. Felt more confident with Philly in game 3, and I agree. I took Philly first quarter, first half in game 3 like an idiot, and they had to live bet them because I lost both first half bets. What else y'all thinking in this one? Chris says I got Brunson 40 in the Knicks W. Jesus, okay. Tasha reminding people to hit the like button. Appreciate that. Cody says get well soon. Since the momentum swing in the series, Philly to win series might be a good future before today's game. So I see the people that's here from Kyle's channel. If you guys listen to my bracket's been absolutely crushed by the Phoenix Suns. But outside of that, if you listen, I picked the Philadelphia 76ers to win the series. And when I went on the second time and Kyle asked that I want to change it, I said no. I still think Philly can win this series. I absolutely do. Game 2 really hurt though with the way they lost that game with having a 6-point lead with 45 seconds left, but I still think they can win the series for sure. Mark says I also took 76ers minus 4.5 last night with Embiid on the floor. They're a better team. I agree. Jamie says your dedication is admirable. Appreciate this comment as well. Let's see, at 107.5, you still like it? Yeah, I still like it, Jamal. 107.5. Prestigious, I live out in Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm out in the Ville. LA Mackin likes the over for the full game at 209. Shay says, my dude dropped a straight fire, but I can't trust the B. I feel like he could tweak that knee anytime. I agree. Chad says he took the 4.5. What else? Bob says, this is Bob from over his Cow's Place. Really like your content, so I decided to check you out on YouTube. Appreciate that, Bob. Appreciate you for tapping in. I'm not gonna get into. I saw a comment about. So unit size should be 1% of your bankroll, Morgan. Whatever you're betting, you should be able to bet it 100 times over. Whatever you got in your bankroll, whatever you can lose, you want to divide that up by 100%, which is typically how I do it. What up to my guy Tariq? Appreciate you for stopping in. He says I like 76ers in the over. The over is where I'm leaning, and I agree. I do like the over, but give me the 76ers team total to go over specifically. All right, let's go into another game. I feel like we've been here long enough. So yeah, Philly team total over 106.5, 107.5 is the way that I would play it. I would also lay the 5, but I did not, just being transparent. Next game up, we got the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. Let me make sure I got these I got them in the right order. So this line opened at 6 on most shops, and it's down to 5.5 at some books. So I think we got to start with the injury news here. Luka and Kawhi both listed as questionable. Tim Hardaway Jr. Is listed as doubtful. He did not play in game 3 after I think he rolled his ankle, right? I think he rolled his ankle. So another difficult game to cap, man. I think these games are going to be these games could be really, really tight today. Tight enough for me not to lay the the point spread. And I knew this kind of coming in. So if you listen to me talk about, Dallas in game 3, I don't know why I didn't play him, because I fell asleep. And I like waiting to the last couple, I just want to wait for all the smoke to clear and the dust to settle before I make official plays and give them out to my members. But I talked about it being a Mavs spot. The Clippers are not as good of a road team. I gave you guys the numbers there. And if you watch game 3, Clippers actually started hot. But since Kawhi's come back in the last 2 games, they look like a shell of themselves. They're turning the ball over a lot. They can't score the basketball. Some of that you got to give credit to the Dallas Mavericks. Their defense has absolutely been locked in since that first game where they were an absolute no-show when I did take them in game 1. So let's talk about it. The Mavs, this team is now 6-0, straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games as a home favorite, dating back to before the season ended. And they play well in Dallas. The Mavs have actually covered 15 of the 19 spreads in their wins as a home favorite this season. So when they win, they typically cover, and they're a perfect 7-0 straight up and against the spread in their home wins as a favorite since the All-Star break. And they've actually won each game by double digits, other than the 6-point win against the Miami Heat. So if you like the Dallas Mavericks, I think you can take them to cover. If the line keeps dropping, then I think you wait until it maybe a couple 5s pop up, and you take the 5 versus taking the 6. And with that being said, cross-examination, looking at the Clippers, with game 3's loss, the Clippers are now 4-11 straight up and just 5-10 against the spread as road dogs this season, including 5 straight games they went under on their team total. The Mavs are really locking these boys up, but for whatever reason, the Clippers offense has not played well as road dogs since the All-Star break. When the Clippers when they've lost as a dog this season, they've only covered 1 time. So this is the same thing I talked about with the Knicks. I told you guys they only covered 1 of the 13 times that they lost as a road dog. This Clipper team, same thing. They've covered once, so they're 1-10 against the spread in their 11 losses as a road dog this season, including 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 as road dogs since the All-Star break. All 4 losses were by 8 points or more. So it says, you like the Mavs, you take them on the spread. If you like the Clippers, you might as well sprinkle on the money line here. So a couple league-wide trends I wanted to mention. I looked at home favorites in round 1, looking to take a 3-1 series lead. They finished 16-12 in the Killer Sports database, covering 57.1% of the time. Home favorites as 5 seeds specifically, looking to go up 3-1 and take a 3-1 lead in the first round on 9-2 straight up and against the spread. This Clippers team, now 0-6 against the spread when they're facing the same team that they most recently played. So when the Clippers play back to back, which this one to me kind of startled me. It was one of the reasons why I really like Dallas in game 3, because Coach Ty Lue is a coach, in my opinion, that makes a really great adjustments. I love Coach Ty Lue as a coach. It's one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to bet against the Clippers sometimes. But I'm gonna read that again to you guys. The Clippers are now 0-6 against the spread when they're facing the same team that they just played against. So they don't make what that tells me is they don't make the proper adjustments. Whereas the Dallas Mavericks and Coach Kidd, 6-1 straight up and against the spread when they're facing the team that they most recently played. So when they play back to back, they win and they cover. They've actually held 6 straight opponents under their team total in this spot as well. So their defense gets even better when they're playing the same team that they just recently played. With no in-between opponent. So these are just straight back-to-backs. They've held 6 straight opponents under their team total in this spot. And then this was the cherry on top for me, 5 seeds in round 1, coming off a home win, looking to take a 3-1 series lead, 19-6 straight up and against the spread. That's 76% says that the Mavs win and that they cover today in this spot. As far as the total on this game, I wanted to go, I really wanted to take over, but a lot of things pointed towards the under. So for the under, I'm just sharing information here. For the under, last 5 home favorites as 5th seeds, looking to go up 3-1 in the first round, have actually held their opponent under their team total in 5 straight. So that says Clippers team total under here. It's so low though, it's like 102.5. Dallas is now 4-1 to the under in Luka's tenure as a home favorite overall. They're allowing just 95.8 points per game. So remember that the Mavs haven't been home favorites. This is for my people that's been watching basketball for a while. The Mavs haven't been home favorites in too many playoff games. You got this game game 3 against the Clippers, tonight's game, and they were favored a couple times against the Golden State Warriors a couple years ago when they had when Wiggins dunked on Luka. Excuse me. Jesus. So, Mavs play defense in the playoffs, 95.8 points per game over the course of 5 games as a home favorite in Luka's tenure as a Dallas Maverick. 9 of the last 10 meetings have actually been held under the total as well between these two teams. That goes back to last season. Whenever these teams match up, 90% of the time it's going towards the under. And the Mavs have actually held 6 of their last 7 opponents under their team total as home favorites as well. So, I mean, they're playing really, really good defense. As far as the over, like this is all just, like watching the game. I rewatched this game late last night. Game 3 late last night, and it just feels like there has to be some shooting regression that's coming for the Clippers. Luka also, like, he shot 7 for 25 from the field, and I know that the Clippers have pretty good defenders. They got Amir Coffey, who's done a really good job on Luka throughout the series. Well, as good of a job as you can do against Luka. He's still going out there giving you 30 every night, pretty much. But you got Terrence Mann, you got Amir Coffey. Those are Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Like, those are really good defenders. And I think Paul George and Kawhi, both struggling. I don't know what's going on with Kawhi. I think he could really, really miss this game. And I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but Luka and Kawhi are listed as questionable. I think Luka's going to play. I'm not sure about Kawhi. Like, they said they're going to let that knee, he's dealing with that inflammation on his knee. They say he's going to let, kind of let it see what happened if he plays. Kawhi legit misses playoff games. So I wouldn't be too locked in on Kawhi, like penciling it in that he's going to play in this game. And that could potentially help the Clippers. They played their best basketball without him in game 1 when he wasn't even on the floor. And I think the Clippers shooting just 38% from the three-point line. The Clippers actually shot 38% from the three-point line over the regular season, which one of the better three-point teams. In game 2 and 3 combined, they're shooting just 25%. They shot 18 for 59 from the three-point line in game 2 and 3 combined. So, I mean, some regression has to come, it feels like. And I feel like I said, Luka can have a better game. The role players for the Dallas Mavericks can play a little bit better. We just need some pace in this game. And I know these are 2 really good defensive teams, but I want to take the over here. It's at 209.5 is what it opened at. It's come down to 209. To me, it just kind of feels like these teams can score. I think it's 107 to 102 is the team totals. And I think both teams should be able to get to that total, even with all the numbers that I gave you guys on the Mavs. Playing really strong lockdown defense. Their defense is really turned up. It's been much better in the playoffs than it was in the regular season. And the Clippers have gone under their team total in all 3 games. They even went under in game 1 when it was at 110.5. And we actually cashed that one to balance out the loss on the Dallas Mavericks specifically. So, after shooting 18 for 36 from the three-point line, shooting 50% in game 1, the Clippers haven't been able to buy a three-point shot consistently from anybody as a whole team. Norman Powell shot the ball well in game 3. James Harden shot the ball pretty well in game 3 as well, but they haven't been able to put it together collectively yet. So if I'm playing a game, the only way I'm playing is Dallas. Minus the 5.5. Like I said, let it come down all the way to 5. I like Dallas to go up 3-1. Know it's a desperation spot for the Clippers, but I like Dallas to go up 3-1. I don't trust Paul George in these big games. I think he shot 3 for 11. Now, could he come out and have another big game? Yeah. But Kawhi doesn't look right to me, in my opinion. And I think it could hinder the team here. If you're the Clippers, you still got to deal with, the role players playing better at home for the Dallas Mavericks. Luka, Kyrie, Daniel Gafford, Maxi Kleber, who stretches the floor. Derek Lively had, I think, 13 points in the first half of game 3. Like, Dallas is going to bring it, and I think they want to take a commanding 3-0 lead in the spot. So, team total over 107.5. I think they get there. Full game over, I think, could get there as well. But I'll be laying the points with the Mavs in this spot. But I haven't played the game yet. I'll see where it comes down to. I do like that it's coming down to 5.5, though. For all the reasons that I gave you guys. Let's go through the comments real quick on this one. Let's see what you guys are talking about. A lot of comments coming in on this one. Going back to the last game, Chad said I'm probably going to sprinkle 76ers to win. 1-10 margin is a plus 170. I always forget about this market, Chad, but I appreciate you sharing this, man. That way you're not even worried about the spread. Philly, I like this a lot. Philly, 1-10 win margin. Always forget about this. I don't think it's going to be a double-digit win, but I could be wrong too. Steven says I was on the Lakers last night, but Lakers have shown us much more than Phoenix has. But you could be right. I'll be on the other side. BJ says I'm not gonna read that. PG over is 20 and a half points. I allotted them to 30 and a half here. So Justin likes the over. You gotta like the over if you're taking PG points over. Jazz says Clippers are 5-2 all time in Dallas in the playoffs. Coming off an L, give me the Clippers and the points. Okay. Tasha says she took the under 209 yesterday morning. What else y'all talking about in this game? This is my play of the day. Good luck if you're on the Mavs. Chad says he's on the opposite side. 77 figures says Clips +5, even though Leonard looks older than Braun. Yeah, he do look kind of old. What up, Fahrenheit? Appreciate you for tapping in. BJ says Clippers got to regain home court advantage, so game 4 is pivotal. I agree. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. Mavs look poised, man. They absolutely look poised. Fahrenheit reminding people to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that comment. Steven says he's leaning the Clippers. If Kawhi's out, I'll probably bet the Clippers. I don't know, though. I've been on Dallas and think Mavs are too much for him. And I agree. I think that they are as well. He says, how bad can Kawhi's need be? He been out getting 9 boards and 7 boards. Looking into Kawhi's rebounds over 5.5 might be a play, maybe a parlay piece. Okay. Steven says, I was on Dallas game 2 and 3. Tariq says, back on the 76ers. FanDuel has a total parlay. 76ers and the over 201.5 a plus 100. And the Sixers on the over 203 and a plus 135. And there's a couple more. I'm jumping on the first one, safe and even money. I like that. So 76 is the only score. So 76 is in the full game to go over 201. And you take the Sixers on the money line. I can see that. Tariq says I'm leaning under in the Mavs game. Like this comment by Stephen. Knicks +5 for Morgan. Tariq says the Clippers showed dysfunction in the last game. Kawhi's not 100%. Mavs in the under. Yeah, I just think it's going to be some shooting regression from both teams, man. Like, these two teams, I don't think it's going to continue to shoot this bad in the series. I know the Mavs have been playing really good defense, but it's Mavs for me. What up, Moneyline Mills? Clippers looked defeated in Game 6. It was funny because after at halftime, Kendrick Perkins said, Do the Clippers even love each other? Do they like each other? He said they look disconnected out there. His facial expression was funny to me. What else y'all saying in this one? Steven says, what's up with Luka's ankle? Or was it his knee? I'm not sure if it was his ankle or his knee. Let me look it up real quick. I think it was, I don't want to give you guys false information. Let me just look at it real quick. It'll take me 2 seconds. Right knee soreness. Luka left the game, came back, and still went crazy, man. Like, this dude's unbelievable. Yeah, I can see this, Chad. That's one of the reasons why I didn't bet it, because with no Kawhi in Game 1, Mavs took their foot off the gas, and Clippers came out there and shot the ball really, really well. So that I kind of want to see what happens with Kawhi as well. If Kawhi gets ruled in, I'll probably be on the Mavs. If he gets ruled out, I'm thinking the opposite of you. If he gets ruled out, I kind of like the Clippers. So I'll be with you there. Frank says Westbrook under his points, rebounds, and assists. He's going to get ejected for punching PJ Washington in the first quarter. This dude's a firecracker, man. If you watch the game, you're like, why Westbrook? Like, why make some of those plays? I understand you want to play with a lot of force and aggression, but don't do it like that, man. Like, don't be a detriment to your team. Like, fouling players and acting like he's not. Like, you got to relax, man. Throwing punches. I'm surprised he didn't get suspended for a game. James says, what about the Mavs in the first half? I didn't play the first quarter or first half here, Jamie. I didn't even look into it, honestly. I would need to look into the trend, so I'm not going to even comment on that. Brian says Clippers team total under in the first half. Mavs minus the 3 in the first half. He likes them both. What else? I don't trust PG either, Chris. Yeah, I'm not a big playoff P type guy. not for myself, man. Now, he does typically bounce back. I can't talk you off that. Mavs defense just have really good defenders, man. Derrick Jones Jr. out there, like, it's really good defenders out there. I agree with the assists day for Embiid. Yeah, he could see some double teams, especially if Mitchell Robinson can't go here today. Let's see. Ty says, if y'all had to pick a dog to win outright, who would it be today? It would be the roll call. It would be man. What dog could win outright? I mean, New York could win outright. If I need a dog to win on the road, though, I need defense. And out of all the teams on the road that play defense today, that's actually a dog. It would probably, I'm not betting on the Clippers, man. The Clippers always find a way to clip themselves. I'm not betting on the Clippers. It'd be the Knicks for me, but I'm not betting the Knicks. Jabari says, you sound better today. I don't feel better, but just super congested. Danny says, Mavs minus the 2. Is Giannis playing today? I don't think so. I think he's listed as doubtful. He's doubtful. I don't think he's playing today. All right, let's just try to get to the next game. Tariq says if Kawhi's ruled in, the Mavs will take advantage. This is the playoffs. The season trends can be irrelevant. In this case, it's Mavs' year. If he's ruled out here. And that could be a thing, but not based on that first game here. Not based on the first game. And dogs to cover could be the Bucks plus the points. Tasha says, hell no, Dame is out. All right, let's get into the next game. That is the next game. So Bucks and the Pacers line actually opened at 7.5, 7.5, something like that. And total opened at 220.5. Of course, the news came out that the Damian Lillard is listed as doubtful in this game. He re-aggravated that Achilles injury. So he got hurt, of course. He left the game, came back, and then re-aggravated it in the fourth quarter based on what I read. And you see this line all the way up to 9.5 now. Can you lay 9.5 points with this Indiana Pacers team? I know that based on game 3, I can't do it. Could they blow this Bucks team out the water? I think they absolutely could. If they do so, though, I think it'll be because of their offense, not necessarily because of their defense. Now, should their defense improve without, Damian Lillard, or with a compromised Damian Lillard out there? It absolutely should. But they just literally couldn't stop. They came home and literally couldn't stop the Bucks. I took the Pacers. I took the team total over, and I took them minus the 5.5 in game 3. And it looked really good. They were up 17 in the first quarter. And then just literally struggled to score the basketball. Now, do they struggle to score the basketball here again today? I don't think so. I think that was an anomaly. It was kind of like the Oklahoma City game 1 pick that I gave out, where they only ended up winning the game by 2. And it's really just because they couldn't score the basketball. But I just don't think the Bucks gonna have enough. They just really don't have enough in this game, in my opinion. If I'm playing the Pacers, I'm looking at the team total to go over. 112.5 is the number. Indy got 111 through 4 quarters in game 3. Before it went to overtime, they had 111, and they should have had way more than that. They shot 26.5% from the 3-point line. Holly shot 1 for 12 himself from the 3-point line. Aaron Nesmith shot 1 for 7 from the 3-point line, and Siakam went 0 for 3. I do not trust the Bucks defensively without Giannis on the road. In 5 games as road dogs, in 5 games as road dogs for the Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee defense gave up 135 to Dallas. No, I'm sorry. They gave up 135 to the Cavs, 122 to the Celtics, 125 to OKC, 113 to the Magic, and now they gave up 121 points to the Indiana Pacers as well. All 5 of the opponents have actually gone over their team total with the Bucks on the road without Giannis in. And I also think you got to think about this game from a depth perspective, right? So when I think about Giannis, I don't think Giannis is going to play. When I think about Giannis not playing, I think about Dame either not playing or being compromised by that Achilles injury. And you can't really mess around with Achilles injury. You can play with it, or you either play it or you don't. Milwaukee has a real disadvantage in this spot. And a couple different things. That big disadvantage comes from bench scoring. During the regular season, Indiana led the league in bench scoring. They scored almost 47 points per game. They were the best bench in the NBA. Where Milwaukee, they finished 24th in bench scoring, just 32.5%. Now you're asking this team, to go into Indiana, keep the game close. I don't think that the Bucks gonna win at all, but keep the game close. I don't think Chris Middleton is gonna have a game that he had. But you ask them to keep the game close and to slow down the Pacers team off an overtime game. Remember, the Bucks are a team that does not go as deep into their bench. They do not get as much bench production. Like I said, they only average 32.5 points per game throughout the regular season for their bench, which was the 6th fewest. Whereas the Pacers bench scored a lot more points. Like I said, 46.8. So I say all that to say this. Thinking about a team on the road that's coming off an overtime game that, played their hearts out. They just happened to lose because Tyrese Halliburton hit that floater and got the and one. And now you're coming off an overtime game. This is just not an even matchup here. Bench not as strong. Now you're having to rely more on your bench. I think that, with the total coming all the way down, I think it's down a tad bit too many points here, in my opinion. I think I like the Pacers team total. Well, I do. I love the Pacers team total to go over. It's 112.5. I just don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be able to stop them in this spot. As far as the Pacers as home favorites with a total that's pretty low, I looked at 230 or lower because remember when the Pacers were home favorites, a lot of their totals went above 240. But as home favorites with a total that's 230 or less, they did finish just 2-7 against the spread. They won those games by an average of 4 points. They failed to cover against the Bucks in the most recent game. They failed to cover against the Heat. They won the game by 2. They lost outright to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 103-108. They did beat the Nets. They did beat the Nets twice. But all of the good teams, they either lost the game or didn't cover the spread. But I do think that they can score the basketball here. So the only way I'm looking to play, and the opposite of what I'm telling you guys right now is you look at the Bucks team total, and if you're playing the Bucks team total to go under, you're really relying heavily on the Indiana Pacers to get stops. I'm not doing that. The Bucks team total is 103.5, and the reason why, I just want to give you guys this real quick. The reason why I would not be looking at their team total to go under is because you can't necessarily depend on the Indiana Pacers to play defense. I learned the hard way. Thought that they would, but Game 3 saw the Milwaukee Bucks, even with a compromised Damian Lillard, score 119.4 points per 100 possessions, and they shot 52.3% effective field goal percentage. So I don't really want to rely on Indiana's defense here. Should this game be a blowout? It absolutely should, but I can't lay 10 points with the Pacers. I thought I could lay 5.5, and I do think there's some regression here especially from the 3-point shooters, which is why I look more towards the team total over. So hopefully all that made sense. Pacers team total over is the way that I would play this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Tasha says no Dame or Giannis is a wrap for the Bucks. So Dame is not officially ruled out yet, Tariq. He's not listed as out. He's listed as doubtful. I want to make sure. I mean, it's 870 people watching. I want to make sure you guys get the right information. Dame is not out. He's listed as doubtful. But that's why when I say it, I say either out or compromised. I think he's going to be compromised even if he does play. Jamie likes Brook Lopez over his points, rebounds, and assists. Tariq says Pacers first quarter, first half. I know that they did jump out on him early. Tasha likes the first half for the Pacers as well. Steven says, I wouldn't doubt Bucks win the game. I do not trust the Pacers at all. That early game, the other day I took the Bucks just because. Now I feel stupid. Now I felt stupid early, but the Bucks came back and covered. Yeah, I do think a lot of that was the Pacers not being able to hit shots. They were getting really good looks. I wouldn't credit the Bucks defense for that. I'm not trusting the Bucks defense on the road. Remember, I gave you guys this number, and it was one of the reasons why I like the Pacers, who should have covered the spread, in my opinion. Excuse me. I'll pull some up real quick. The Bucks home versus road splits. At home, third best. I think they were the third best home team in the league, 32-12 straight up. They still didn't cover, 24-20 against the spread, but on the road, the Bucks had a losing record, 18-23. So for the Bucks to finish as a 2 seed, probably one of the only 2 seeds in, probably last 4 or 5 years, to have a losing record on the road straight up. They won 43.9% of their games and they didn't cover, 17-24 against the spread on the road. So this was the reason why I really like the Pacers in game 1. And like I said, they should have covered that number. They shot 29% from the 3-point line. I think we see major regression from them, which is why I like the team total to go over here. So just wanted to add that to this comment from Stephen. Rico says Pacers team total over is the move here. He likes that look. Stephen says after that first quarter, the Bucks won every quarter after that. Yeah, they did. But, I mean, they had to. The way that the game kind of played out. Bucks team total under. Their best scores are out. 103.5 is super low, though, Tasha. Or says game 3 felt like the Pacers should win by 30+, and they lost 17-point advantage. So easy. It was a lot of bad shooting, though. Daniel says Portis is going off. Steven says, but I do agree with you. I don't think that Milwaukee has enough for real this time. Last game, they did have Dame at least. So, I mean, you'll need another 50-point performance from Chris Middleton. But the Bucks don't even have a lot of offensive guys on the team. They got more defensive guys, in my opinion. To me, Brook Lopez gives you more on the defensive end than he gives you on the offensive end, but he can't guard Miles Turner. Miles Turner's been absolutely cooking him. Excuse me. I know he only shot 4 for 10 from the 3-point line, which is actually pretty good. 40% from the 3-point line is actually really good, but could be another big game for Miles Turner. He's just a lot faster than Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez looks like he need to retire when he played against the Pacers. They just played too fast for him. 77 Figures says Bucks will go quietly into the night. Pacers -10 should be a complete blowout. And I kind of agree. I just can't lay the number. But I'm probably going to be upset with myself for not laying the 9.5 here. Jamie likes Bradley Bill points ladder. We'll get into that game in a second. Bucks team total under, Pacers team total over. That means you like the spread if you like both of those, Morgan. You just play the spread. Amy says, looking at some Pacers bench props, TJ McConnell over 7.5 points, or Toppins over 7.5. Toppins did have 15 in game 3. Couldn't talk you off day. Says the Bucks second unit will be beyond thin, and the Pacers are top bench scoring team in the league. Adam likes the Bucks team total under. Chris says Phoenix 1-2-3 Cancun. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Shay says Pat Bev will look horrible today. McConnell plus 230 over a half a 3. I saw him hit one in the last game from that left corner. Prince, I hope he hits another one for you if you take this. Steven says for me it's Bucks losing their last game when they could have won. We've seen how Pelicans turned out after they lost that game. They should have won, and that's a fact. That is a fact. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, that lines up extremely it's extremely correlated. What else y'all saying in this one? Tariq says the Pacers will take advantage of the Bucks injuries and make a statement at home in the home court. Team total over, also like the over 216. Boxing first vlog. Please don't come into the channel spreading misinformation. He is not ruled out. Damian Lillard is not out yet. He's listed as doubtful. You don't want to sell people information like this, because if Damian Lillard plays, you don't want to be the guy in the chat even though it's not your channel, you're just in the chat, but you don't want to be the guy in the chat giving out misinformation. He's not. Damian Lillard's not out. He's listed as doubtful. What else? Justice says, here's my thing. Everyone goes off regular season trends, but in the regular season, when stars are out, the team steps up on high rates. I don't believe in regular season trends, but give me Bucks +9. Oh, man. So I think you just kind of, it's all about who you believe in at this point. I mean, you can look into the regular season numbers, previous postseason numbers, all that stuff. It's really come down to the eye test and what you believe in. We cashed yesterday because I was really strong on Orlando in home games, and they absolutely smoked the Cavs in the second half of that game. Cavs struggle on the road. Am I back in Orlando in game 3? Probably not, but that's because of the home road splits, in my opinion. So I think it just works, just kind of depends on who you trust, whether you use that support no matter what you like. Pacers Sixers money line parlay. I'm not parlaying any money lines, but I couldn't talk you off. Could not talk you off. I don't know what the odds are. I do think the Pacers gonna win. I do like the Sixers to win as well. Dante says he likes Siakam rebounds. Jabari says might look towards first half. And then Rico says 76ers Pacers money line if you don't want to lay the points on the Pacers. I could see it. I could definitely see it. I'm probably not playing any money line parlays in the playoffs though. Or it says, am I the only one who's watching from overseas? I'm from Israel. Oh wow. Appreciate you for tapping in across the world. Or 1991. Let's get into the last game. What up, Fremont? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Tosh says, I'm expecting Achilles injuries. He's out, or I run to take his points under. And I couldn't talk you off there. Dame did also say, just last note on this game, Dame did say in the overtime, he asked Coach Glenn Rivers to make him a decoy because he just wasn't feeling it. He was already kind of out of it. So Bobby Portis and Chris Middleton gonna have to go off if you like the Bucks to be able to keep the game close. Let's get into the last game on the board here. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Line is at, so it wasn't 1.5 in favor of the I had this line listed wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize to you guys for that. So this here should say +1.5. This team is not laying points. The Phoenix Suns should not be laying points to anybody right now the way they're playing basketball. So it should be Suns +1.5, and the total was at 210.5 when I made the graphic about 2 hours ago. Total is now up to 213. So I did jump in on the under in this game. I'm sorry, I jumped in on the over in this game. And let's jump into it. So, and I also like the Timberwolves as well. I do think that they go ahead and put the Phoenix Suns out of their misery. I just don't like what I'm seeing from the Phoenix Suns, man. Like this, I think it's a bad matchup. I didn't bet the game, but I could potentially still get there. This game doesn't kick off until 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tonight, so we got plenty of time. And I don't think the line's gonna move. Whatever team you like, you can take them on the money line here. In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna be much movement here. So let's talk about why I think the Timberwolves win the game and why I like the total to go over. So first off, I want to start with this. I just think that this is the worst possible matchup for the Phoenix Suns. The same way that the Denver Nuggets are the worst matchup for my Los Angeles Lakers, I think this is the worst matchup the Phoenix Suns could have got. They're a jump shot shooting team that's playing against a really good defense that can guard one-on-one. And that's what we saw. The Minnesota Timberwolves are not doubling. They're not doubling Devin Booker. They're not doubling Kevin Durant. They're not doubling Bradley Beal. And I think that's why they're only averaging 99 points per game on 45% shooting. They're making 9 threes per game on 36% shooting from the three-point line, are the Phoenix Suns. And a big part of that is because Timberwolves really know how to lock up on the defensive end. The Suns really just want to shoot a bunch of jump shots. And we remember, the Suns at the beginning of the season, their team total was 120, 119, 124, 123. This team is averaging 99 points in this series so far. Another big part of it, the handicap, is their inability to rebound the basketball. They struggle to rebound the basketball because there's such a small team. Game 3, in a desperation spot, saw them get out rebounded 50-28. Timberwolves out-rebounded them 50-28, and it was 15-5 on the offensive glass. In a desperation spot, if you get out-rebounded by 10 on the offensive glass, I really can't look towards you in the next game. And then let's get into some of the trends. I talked about this yesterday with the Lakers, but home dogs down 0-3. If you open as a home dog in game 4 and you're already down 0-3 and you could potentially get swept, 19-41 straight up. So 69% of the time, those teams get swept. Timberwolves, now 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the spread when they're playing a team this season that they previously played in the back-to-back series. And this is important, right? Because we talk about, I'm a big believer in Coach Chris Finch. I think he pulls the right strings, whether it's benching Karl-Anthony Towns down the stretch because other players are playing better. He'll call his team out. He's called them immature throughout the season. And that's the only reason I haven't played the game, because it does kind of feel like the Timberwolves, man, this team is smoking the Phoenix Suns. But I think that they can do it again. This team can be immature at times, but as Anthony Edwards said, he's trying to kill everything in front of him right now. Sound like Drake in a rap beef. So, like I said, home dogs down 0-3, only win game 4 about 31% of the time. 69% says that you take the Timberwolves here. Timberwolves 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the spread when they're playing a team that they recently beat. And this goes to the lack of adjustments that Coach Frank Vogel makes for the 76 for the Phoenix Suns here. The Suns are now 2-6 straight up, 1-7 against the spread when they're in the same situation. So when the Suns are playing a team back to back, the only win that they got was against the Utah Jazz. If you guys really follow basketball, you remember that they went to Utah 2 times earlier this season. It was a back-to-back series. Both games were in Utah, and they won both games, but they didn't cover either spread. They didn't cover either spread. I think one of the games with the overtime. So 2-6 straight up, 1-7 against the spread when they're playing a team that they just played in their most recent game. And I think that's a discredit to Coach Frank Vogel not being able to make the necessary adjustments here. The Suns also are now 0-3 straight up and against the spread in elimination games over the last 3 years. They lost an elimination game last year to the Denver Nuggets, got smoked 125-100, and that game was at home. And let's talk about personalities here. Kevin Durant is literally killing me, dog. It's the last of the era of my era anyway. The LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, the Draymond Greens, the Steph Currys, like all my guys about to be done. It's a new era of basketball with Luka, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, these up and coming, superstars. I'm pretty sure I'm getting some of them, but I don't like the comments that Kevin Durant made after the game when they asked him who's the leader of the team. He said the coach. Dude's been hooping for 16 years and still can't hold himself accountable as the leader of the team. All he want to do is show up and try to win, and then don't win, and then put the blame on somebody else, man. I don't like that, man. I'm a big fan of Kevin Durant. His his legacy is what it is. He's, especially if he never wins another championship, a lot of people gonna keep asterisks on those championships that he won with the Golden State Warriors when he went and joined the super team. And since then, he still tried to create more super teams, and just hasn't been able to. Was in Brooklyn with Kyrie and James Harden. That didn't work. Now he goes and Matt Ishbia, man, he gave up the whole entire organization pretty much. They don't have a draft pick for forever. All of their money is kind of capped out with paying Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Man, you really gonna need a strong effort here. I know, Bradley Beal said he never been swept in his life, and it's damn sure not about to happen now. But what though? Like in the most desperate spot of the season, you came out and lost the game by 30 points? There's no way, man. There's no way possible I could take the Phoenix Suns here in this game. It's Minnesota or nothing for me here. Suns need a true point guard, in my opinion. And the only way they can win the game is if they are able to score. We did see them go over their team total in the last game, but they couldn't stop the Timberwolves. Timberwolves scored 126 points, I think. So I like the over in the game. It opened at 209. It's up to 212. And I played it at 210.5. I do like it right now as well, though. think it's up to 212. It's up to 213 on some books as well. So if you like the over, you might want to get in on it now. But I do think, even if the Phoenix Suns has a remote chance of winning this game, it'll be because they're able to score the basketball. They can't stop the Timberwolves from getting offensive rebounds. Nobody on this team can guard Anthony Edwards. And they just don't got no dog in them. Like, I think that's what it really comes down to. Timberwolves are full of dogs, in my opinion. Anthony Edwards being the biggest one, who was out there taunting the fans. Like, it's got to just feel bad being a Phoenix Suns fan, man. I can't do it, bro. So if I'm playing a game, it's Timberwolves money line for me. And I would be looking towards, I already took the over in this game. I played it at 2. I think I gave it out at 210.5. I think is what the number was when I gave it out. Real quick, what did I send it out at? Either way, I like it. I like it to go over the current number as well. Let me just see. I want to make sure I'm transparent with you guys. I gave it out at I gave it out at 210.5. It's up 2.5 points. So those are the 4 games for today. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick before we get excuse me. Before we get up out of here. Been on for an hour, but it's more so just interaction with you guys. Trying to catch up. Thomas, my guy, says he bet Philly minus the 4.5 and money line parlay, Sixers and Mavs. Oh, Sixers and Mavs as well. Justin, my guy, says this. He said, "This is why I love the channel. You give me feedback, I be looking for it, but still betting either Bucks +9 or the over at 101.5 team total for the Bucks here. Always trying to, man. We trying to cash together here, Justin. Always trying to cash together, man. That's why I go through the comments because I'm interested to see. I mean, a lot of people, some people in the chat aren't sharp. Like they just kind of want to comment. They don't, handicap the games, but I value other people's opinions. That's why I look into the chat. Adam says, I really just don't see who the Bucks have to step up and make up for 1/4 for the points that Dame and Giannis put out and also can defend. I agree, Adam, which is why I think you lay the points here, -9.5. The Pacers should win this game by 20. Can they play enough defense? Can they make enough shots, though? That's what it's going to come down to. Shooting 26.5% from the three-point line is not going to do it like they did in Game 3, though. Thomas says T-Wolves wrapping it up here. Sold in Willie says T-Wolves here as well. My guy Fremont says sweep, I think, but hey, it's Sunday. Might just be Sundays. Might just be Sunday Jays. BJ says Suns good money tonight. So a lot of people thinking that the Suns so we got some others. So BJ said, he says, glad we got public on T-Wolves just like the Nuggets. So BJ, you like the Suns tonight. You're the first person I think I've seen to say that. Rico says this team's taking enough of my money in my pocket in the postseason. I'm staying off because of the minute I take the Wolves, the Suns will win. I kind of feel that same way, Rico. I've been wrong in fading these teams in this spots. DC Sean says he likes Miles Turner over his points. I think it's a really good look as well. Money line for the Timberwolves. Like I said, Phoenix has nothing else to pull from. The series is over. Agree there. Steven says, yes, sir. I agree, Chris. He said, this is my first bet in the morning. Wolves money line. And it breaks my heart because I'm a big Booker fan. I'm a big Booker fan too. I'm a big Kevin Durant fan. I actually like Coach Frank Vogel as well. He led my Lakers to the championship in the bubble in 2020. But I'm not betting against the Timberwolves right now. It's crazy to think that you would want to do something like that. They say if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, it's insanity. But it worked last night if you bet the Lakers. Philip says, what's up, Chris? Here because of Sauce Network. Shout out to Cal. Yeah, shout out to Cal, man. He says, I like your breakdown, homie. Keep it rocking and let's grow this channel. Appreciate that, Philip. I definitely appreciate this comment, man. And I will be on with Cal, like I said, again at 11:30. So in about less than 50 minutes, I'll be on with Cal. BJ says, when everybody is down on the team that underachieves, that's when you want to bet them. Nobody bet the Lakers yesterday, and look what happened. I think the same thing happened with the Suns tonight. If that's your theory, BJ, rock with it, my brother. I would be opposite against you, but I've seen, like you said, display cash for sure. Or says KD, Book, and Bill will go home after a sweep. Crazy to think about it. If the Lakers avoid a sweep, think the Suns can too. Okay. Frankie says, I think the T-Wolves money line for me. The Minnesota team total would be the other way I'd look at this one as well. Yeah, I think the team total could get there as well. Troy says he's struggling to pull the trigger on the 76ers. What else? I already had Timberwolves money line locked in. Sold in, Willie says. What else y'all saying about this game? Made money on the Timberwolves parlay Friday night. Marcus says he would like Drake. I'm a fan of rap in general. I like not just Drake. I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm a big Kendrick fan. J. Cole, my favorite rapper. Stuff that he did was crazy though, but J. Cole is my favorite rapper. I'm a peaceful guy, man. I'm not out here looking for conflict. I like that Cole put his mental health first, man. I'm a mental health advocate as well. Let's see. Not saying the Suns win the series, but they're not going home tonight, BJ says. Mr. says Mavs and 76ers money line green today. Sweep incoming. Not gonna lie. Tariq says, man, I had high hopes for the Suns. They are no match for this hungry Timberwolves team. I like the Timberwolves team total over 106.5. I like that as well. DC Sean says Suns flame out. Michael says it's really the end of an era. It is, man. It's really the end of an era. It's crazy. DC Sean says must be a Wizards fan. Says glad we don't have Bill anymore. Rico says KD's a bum. I don't think he's a bum. He just don't got that dog in him, man. Just don't got that dog in him. Frankie, this is a fact. He said Bron said it's just basketball, came out and smacked the Nuggets. You would think though, just think about this from a theory perspective. You would think that you would play better as a team coming back home down 0-2 than you would a team coming back home and losing game 3 down 0-3. Like, wouldn't you want to tie the series at 2-0? I mean, wouldn't you want to win a game and make it 1-2 versus going down 0-3 then playing your better game? Like, really, really difficult, man. I think the Nuggets just wanted to close the series out at home, honestly. Like, I really think that's what it was. The Lakers are done, in my opinion. Shay says glad KD's being exposed. So Jehovah finds with this my son's guy right here. He says Ishmael ruined the team, man. I can't believe this, man. Phoenix won't get swept. We might win tonight. For sure, drop the game in Minnesota though. Yeah, either way the series over, but I think that they lose tonight too. And Steven says, I'll admit it, man. KD isn't the same. I hate it, but he's lost a step and it's showing. He's slowly declining. You know that the decline always looks worse, Steven, when you're playing against a team that's really, really good defensively. Like if some reason, the Timberwolves were playing against like the Pacers or, a team that wasn't really great defensively, KD wouldn't look this bad. But when you're playing against the best defensive team in the league, remember the Timberwolves finished the number 1 rated defensive team in the league. When you're playing against the number 1 defensive team in the league, everything looks worse. So yeah, I would agree with this. I would definitely agree with this. What up, Ryan? Appreciate you for tapping in. Prestigious Prodigy says Suns money line is a banger tonight. Shay says they need Grayson Allen as a floor spacer. I agree with that. Brian says KD needs to guard Edwards tonight for Phoenix to have a chance. Likes Minnesota tonight. Mr. says he took Jalen Brunson over his 11.5 rebounds and assists. Ryan says Wolves going to send the Poppies to Cancun. 1-2-3 Cancun with the Sun tonight. Like the Timberwolves here. 77 Figure says Wolves money line will hammer them this evening. Suns just too finesse. And so a lot of different ways you guys are looking at this one. Jordan says T-Wolves -2.5 at plus money tonight. And appreciate this comment from Elijah. He says he's on the Timberwolves tonight as well. Stephen says watch Cal be on the Suns. He probably will, man. I'm interested to hear Cal's breakdown of this game. He probably gonna be on the Suns. I mean, he rolled with him. He had them winning the championship, so it makes sense that he take him one last time. He also talked about liking the Lakers yesterday. I'm not sure if he got there with him or not, but he would have cashed that bet for sure. Let's see what else. Thomas says I'm finna bet the Minnesota Timberwolves. He definitely did tell us about the Lakers yesterday. What up, Markel? He said, what up? He says, do you have an under in one of these games? No, I actually don't have an under. If I had a look towards the under. So think about the totals. We got to keep this in mind. Thing about the totals is these lines just keep coming down, right? So the only total that's actually gone up from game 3 to game 4 is the Knicks and the Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers. This total was at 20, I think it was at 206, and it's up to 208, 209 now. But the Dallas and Clippers total keeps coming down. That was, I think, at 212, and now it's at 209. The Bucks and the Pacers, of course, came way down. With the Dame news, it's down, I think, a tad bit too low to 216. And then the Minnesota and Phoenix series also is down, but then the total got bet back up. So I really don't like the unders today. These totals have dropped a tad bit too low. I think if you're playing the under in some of these games, this really it can be stressful. Even that Orlando and Cleveland total yesterday finished under by 0.5 point. So I'm not looking towards a lot of these unders here today. I think we see regression from the Clippers in Dallas. I like that game to go over. So yeah, not a lot of unders for me. Success is what you make it, like the Suns early, first quarter for him. Elijah says, he says, I don't know if it's just me, but I think it's clear Phoenix needs a point guard. I said this as well. He says, when the ISO ball doesn't work and you get great defenders on the other side, you need a guy that can slow the offense and run some action. Chris Paul sitting at the crib thinking, they needed me. And I like Vogel too. I just don't think they got the personnel here. 1780 Guat, what's up, my brother? He says, Suns have been demoralizing defeats of 25 and 33 points. I'm willing to take the sprinkle on the Minnesota blowing them out again in Phoenix. Jesus. DJ Prop says Timberwolves sweep tonight. Anthony Edwards is being compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe already in his playoff demeanor. I agree. He did say he want to kill everything in front of him. I don't think his mindset changes tonight at all. Also, I forgot to mention this. So Timberwolves win, they get the winner of the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. Why not give yourself some time to rest, right? Give yourself some time to rest, especially with Denver not taking care of business last night, and then you get a rest advantage against the Denver Nuggets. So yeah, I think Timberwolves get it done tonight as well. What else y'all saying on this one? Or it says, Chris, if you had to pick only one favorite today, if I had to pick one favorite today, it would be damn, I like a lot of the favorites today. Man. Probably the Timberwolves, if I'm being honest with you guys. Not even better. I didn't play a spread today. But if I had to bet any of the favorites today on the spread, it would be the Timberwolves. I'd take them -1 on the money line. I think the Suns are done. I think they're cooked. I don't think the Timberwolves let up off the gas today. This is funny. Hey, bro, if y'all had a chance to watch TNT Crew yesterday, Charles Barkley was talking about Galveston, Texas, and having that dirty water and where the Pelicans fans should go to instead of going to Cancun. Man, you gotta go back and watch the highlight. That was so funny. Appreciate you for sending this comment there, Russell. That cracks me up inside. Dano says, I know I sound crazy yesterday when I said Suns, but he likes when he said Lakers, but he likes the Suns on the money line tonight as well. Jamie says he's still looking at Kyrie rebounds here. Justin says Lakers, Warriors, and Suns all need to break up their teams, and I think that's coming for sure. Adam says, I like your over here. Probably going to tell. Thanks for all the good info. Appreciate that, Adam. Appreciate that for sure. Let's see. What else y'all saying? I'm trying to get through all the comments, man, but it's a lot of them. Suns records on Sunday is trash, Free Minds. I remember looking into this as well. Not recently, but I remember looking into this on the season. And I mean, not that it means anything, but they did finish 10-6 straight up in Sunday games, but they were 5-10 against the spread on Sundays. And if they were at home on Sundays, 4-4 straight up, 1-6-1 against the spread. They finished 7-1 to the under on Sundays. The Suns were not a good team on Sundays for whatever reasons. Dano said Suns getting off tonight, gentlemen sweep. I said it yesterday with the Lakers, so you back in that same trend. Don't think that these teams are getting swept. Official DJ Brian B says I put my bet on the 76ers and the Knicks total over 209.5. I like it. I do like this look a lot. I like Philly team total over. If you guys been watching for the whole show, I talked about that when I gave out that breakdown. Rico, I don't think you should ever bet this way. He says too many people on the Timberwolves today. Got to be thinking Suns will take this one. I absolutely don't think you bet this way, but whatever you take into your handicap, I always cap the games and give out the plays that I like, no matter, like, don't even think about what other people are liking. And I think that's one of the reasons you typically want to stay away from the chats and from what you see on Twitter. Like, bet what you love. Don't even worry about what other people are betting. What else? I think that's it, man. I can't get through all these comments. It's too many. Brady says Timberwolves in their press conference seemed very adamant about not letting up until they completely win over the Suns, and I saw this as well. But Dano says Suns money line, so a lot of people liking the other way as well. I can't bet them for this reason though. Like you said, McLean says the point guard issues, they gonna show up. Philip says you didn't play any spreads, just totals. Yeah, just totals. It's difficult, man, and it's still early, right? It's still early. The members will get the plays that I make officially. If you guys are interested, definitely use that link. My plays are super cheap per month, and I'm actually down on the season as well. So probably some regression coming from myself. Definitely some regression coming from myself. So let's get into the recap real quick before we get up off here. I talked about all these plays. Philly team total over 106.5. That total's actually moving. It's up to 211 now, so I got to go ahead and lock that in because I know that number's moving. Probably can't get that same number anymore. 106.5 is probably gone. What we got? So 106.5 is available on DraftKings. It's juice minus 120. I'll play the 107 though. 107 minus 110 on FanDuel. Philly team total over. Phoenix in Minnesota. I did play the Phoenix in Minnesota. I am going to play Philly, which is why you guys see it in black. The short list is listed there for you guys as well. These are plays that I do like, but I don't have any money on yet. Pacers team total over 112.5. And I do think there's going to be some regression from Dallas and the Clippers to go over that 208. So I like overs today. I know it's a desperation spot for the Clippers, but the numbers that I gave you guys looking into the game says Dallas win and they cover the spread today. But I think you do got to wait on the Kawhi news that Chad talked about. So Philly team total over 106.5, over 107.5. No, Minnesota and Phoenix over the 210.5, as well as the plays that I gave out. I like the current number. If you can get a 212, probably going to play the Pacers team total over 112.5 and the over for Dallas and the Clippers, but just waiting on the injury news there, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in as always. I hope you guys catch whatever it is that you do play. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. I'll be back. Like I said, I'll be on with Cal in about 45 minutes. Resources that I use to cap the game are here. For people that are interested, check them out. Shout out to the sponsor, OddsJam. Definitely check them out. Use code CBC to get 25% off your first month if you're interested over there. Best sports betting software on the planet, in my opinion. And lastly, man, if you guys found the show helpful, give me a like. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Like I said, link to all my official plays when I do make them is in the comments in the description of the YouTube channel. And the only official play that I did make of the two of all of the lists that you guys see here is the Minnesota and Phoenix over 210.5 here. So yeah, best of luck, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Sunday. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. I'm out.